Have a blessed day, everyone. I am Norma Karasig Villanueva. I will demonstrate today on Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki. In a Kabuwaki or Kabuwaki, some spell it E, some spell it I, it means two groups. There is a division between the two groups that you form in a Shoka Shimputai. Shimputai means contrasting parts on the most important part, which is the shoe. The shoe having the number 7. And this is what I have chosen as my shoe. It's a philodendron that has serrated leaves and is very attractive. Okay, and so that is my shoe. And for my yaw, I'm going to use this aglaonema, which has pinkish tint on it. So this is my shoe, this is my yaw in one group. And my requirement is to have a shoe and a yaw, and on the other group, an asherai. This is one way of creating a Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki. I have chosen this ficus that has very young leaves that are still pinkish red to match with my aglaonema leaf, and the green leaves to match with my shoe, so that on the opposite, it mimics the colors of the shoe and the yaw. And so this is my simple to make the stand shoe and yaw and asherai that forms two groups and a division in the center that creates a meditative area. And I have used a larger stem on my small stem so that it will stand. This is the simplest form of Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki. I am using here a family of the insulin plant. It's a costus plant that has nice weaving leaves. I have reduced the leaves to this much. I thought this would give it the best look. At this point, I would like to say thank you to Sensei Joyce, who I always consult when it comes to making a video on demonstrations, as well as Sensei Mila, Sensei Linda, Sensei June, and Sensei Tess, our president, Tess Kalungsod. A Shoka Shimputai first requires that there is the most important part of it, the shoe, which calls for a number 7. And then mayo, this is very nice Dieffenbachia that has a very nice white coloring at the center. There you go. And again, a misugiwa is defined here by inserting them one after the other, creating a look that there is just one stem that is sprouting out from the edge of the water. So this is my shu and this is my yo. I'm going to make another shu and yo. I'm working on this as I interpret it, that there could be a shu and yo and another shu and yo in one group and ashirai on the next group. I am thinking this is a variation of the shu and yo in one group and ashirai on the next, where I am making two sets of shu and yo on one group and just ashirai on the next group. This is one of my favorite plants to use. It's an iris, but I didn't have all the plants I'm using come from my garden and I didn't have any flowers to use. So I used the flower of the bird of paradise plant. I forget the name, I'm sorry. So this is my shu and this is my yo. I'm gonna make it lower a bit. In this arrangement, I made use of more than 3 kinds of materials. Of course, you have to cut your stems underwater to prevent the air from going into the stem before the water does. And Dr. Jun says it's called embolism. So I think I have my shu, my yo, my shu, my yo, and to put them all together, I'm choosing this aglaonema that copies the color of the flower and copies the shape of my other part, which is the yo, and it will just serve as an ashirai. So my first group is complete, and for my second group, which will be composed of an ashirai, I have removed some leaves from these, and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves remaining to act as my second group. And so this is my another sample of a Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki. But that has a shu and a yo and another set of a shu and a yo, an ashirai here again, and an ashirai on the other group. This time I am only using 2 plant materials. This insulin plant costos and this Diffenbachia with the white straight line. And this is my shu, this is my yo, 7, 5, and this is my ashirai, 3, which is the same as my shu. So instead of the at most 3 materials to use for a Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki, I use just 2 materials for this one. But then there is again the interpretation that you can use ashirai to add to the ashirai, and ashirai to add to the shu and the yo on the first group. But this is the simplest form, which is suggested by Sensei Mila, which I really like and I really appreciate because it is in its simplest form. I'm using a San Francisco stem, which has very nice bright yellow spots on the leaves. I have removed some of the leaves so that and I have this heart-shaped philodendron plant. I love its shape. So this one is my shu with a number 7. This one is my yo with a number 5. This is the simplest form of the Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki, where you have one group that has the shu and the yo, and the ashirai is on the other group, and there's a space in between. Our interpretation of the Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki is that there will be three different materials to be used at most, and one material for the shu, one material for the yo, and one material for the ashirai. But there is another option wherein in my first video I showed you how it is with the shu, yo in one group, ashirai on the other group, and where you can also interpret it as being allowed to use ashirai of different types of plants to include in this Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki. We really have no clear definition of whether we use one kensan, two kensans, whether the shoka vase will be upright or really flat, as is often suggested because of the water pathway in between that is created. And so we are, amongst ourselves who are doing the demonstration, we are as yet not very confident of how we should interpret the Shoka Shimputai Kabuwaki. I hope this does not confuse you more, but I am proud to say that I really love the suggestion of Sensei Mila, focusing on just three materials: the croton, the philodendron, and the Mickey Mouse here that has a yellow flower. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you all have a great day.